Childhood dreams come true, and we are going to the seaside. And we will not just take a bus, we are riding there. We're going to pass 1,000 kilometers, from Lugansk to Yalta. To make it happen, we have increased the capacity of the accumulators, made one more e-bike, and took a welding inverter. Just for the fastest charging of the 3 vehicles. What are we waiting for? Nearly forgot about it. This engine's power is just amazing. It's special. The most important for me, it's really easy to ride. We have been waiting for this long trip for so long. We were eager to go and now it is happening. Awesome. We are going to Yalta. A 1,000 kilometers. One of the things we are going to find out, we want to know where we can possibly find a 220 volt socket. So we're going to search for it in many different places. We have passed 1 kilometer! Fancy that! And we have to go 999 kilometers more. I've got 75 volts. Riding an e-bike along the highway is just awesome. I'm pedaling and at the same time the motor helps me to pedal. With this assistance I don't feel any fatigue. And this feeling is damn cool. I wish I could go easy and nice all way long. We also would like to know how these e-bikes would cope with so much load and luggage. Would the motor, battery or other electronics go haywire? The most bad thing could happen is the breakage of the charging device, made of the welding inverter. It's 45 kilometers per hour! We can't make it with no speedy charging. And we don't have any regular charging devices with us. I really wonder what is the weight of my bike now. It's maybe around 150, however, I don't feel that I'm carrying anything. This motor makes wonders, the pedaling is easier than going a regular bike. If you don't have these e-bikes, that would be awful. We would be all sweating while going up the hill. And the maximum speed would be around 10 kilometers per hour. But now we're going with a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, fancy that! I know that there are some amazing people that go 1,000 kilometers with no engine, but just trust me, going with an engine is just more comfortable. It isn't similar to scooters or motorbikes, the experience is absolutely different. That is a new level of cycle tourism. We've decided that we should go slowly and easy, using the first charge, just because slow and steady wins the race. And in fact, slower means less energy spent. You know, going by an e-bike is just so beautiful. This is wonderful, I can look around on the endless horizon. Just look at these sunflowers, I feel so easy. I'm going to turn off the engine and switch it on again. And the gas will not work. The bike won't go till I stop and try it again. What's got into it? That's obvious, it's just a Chinese controller. That's okay. While going, we buy bikes who don't need to be stopped by police, and this advantage makes the trip more awesomely. I've got some weird news. Stas said that his vehicle has only 54 volts now. But it can't be true, cause we've covered only 15 kilometers or something. Yeah, and lost only 4 volts. I suspect that his voltage indicator doesn't work correctly, because it is very Chinese. Meanwhile, I have got 100% power, and Anthony as well has 100. 100%. Though we don't have the voltage indicators, we see only the percentage, and that's it on our bikes. And my bike has also a nice recuperation system. This means that Stas turns on the recuperation and charges the batteries while going down. That is just awesome, it saves plenty of energy. Let me show you some broken road here, because I can't hold my camera normally there. That's my navigation and you can see where we are. And we have gone not that far. Oh my, that is such delight, right guys? At first I didn't get it, but then it got me so high. This trip really makes me happy. That's awesome, we picked the road with almost no traffic. So Stas, your motor doesn't heat, right? So far, yes. Maybe we should stop and check it out? Okay. Let's check the condition of all motors. Hello cows, I have got a kickstand, and I have to stand myself. My motor doesn't heat, but Wynix heats the shell. This motor is rather warm, but it isn't even close to the temperature we had when we made it go 100 km per hour. That time it heated sufficiently, yeah. Cause it has no ventilation. And how is your motor doing? It's warm, it isn't hot at all. It should be warm, we have 48 volts. This hub motor is so brand new. The disc is damn hot, but it should be like this. And I should have the same temperature, cause I have the same motor. Hello, Kawi, what's up? You say you need my e-bike? Maybe you wanna go to Yalta with us? Wanna hear some funny story? I didn't finish my bike. I have no speed switches right now. And I don't have some other small stuff. So I'm going to finish my bike while going. That's the project inside another project. When we reach Yalta, Stas will have finished his awesome e-bike. Just have a look at this vehicle. That's a masterpiece, I think. And there are 2 school backpacks, rucksack and a tent on it. And a pair of shoes I'm going to sell on the going. Oh, I hear some cracking. His bike has some interruptions. I believe that it's okay. What the heck? A trouble. You lost a sprocket? Yeah. Well, let's find it. I don't know where it is. That's unbelievable. We have only started our trip. And Stas has lost a sprocket. That's a real misfortune. We've only covered 20 kilometers. And we still have to cover 980 kilometers. So Stas will reach Yalta with no steering, no sprocket, no pedals, etc. Fancy his bike has fallen apart in the going. Did you find it? Imagine that, it was all lying on the ground together. You mean this one fell? Oh, my bike. Oh, really? I think I heard some cracking at the time. Something has been unscrewed, but why? Tighten all the bolts to the limit this time, so we won't have a trouble. We are lucky that this man Stas is in charge for the technical part. If we have a breakage, Stas will always help out and make it working again. We can even use some welding. Yeah, we've got the electrodes and we can easily source them. We don't need a specific welding inverter. Let's go! We have gone just a little farther. All of a sudden came a loud roar. I thought that some bike had fallen apart. What happened? I jumped on a bumpy and I got all my tools fell out. Did they jump up? Yeah, look at this bumpy over there. I also hit a bumpy and look what I've got. And it became a little rainy because I ran over the bottle. Oh, it's so fresh. Let's move. I can tell that there's a big advantage going by bike. If I just stand, the sun fries me like a pancake. It's too hot. But when I ride, I feel a warm breeze. And that is super cool. Is your battery fastened well? Is it okay on a bumpy road? It doesn't hit the frame, no extra sounds. It all seems perfect. You know, I just hear something hit the bike frame. Let's stop somewhere and see what these sounds come from. Okay, let's see. I gotta look inside. Check out how the battery feels like. Today you will see my battery. There's my Achem. It seems really good. I don't get what makes the sound. Maybe this one. Well, let's go on. As you see, we are going forward still. The navigator says it's 1.5 hours to the borderline, and we are at this town. Now it is obvious that Stas's vehicle spends more charge than our bikes. We've covered 45 kilometers. We have 96%. I have 88, 88, 96, 88, and 53. Well, let's move forward. We will just find out the capacity, you know? That is an e-bike. Ride and enjoy. That's e-energy bike. We want to check out the heat rate again. We have reached the Krasnodon town. And he has found a kickstand here. Does it suit? Fancy that. For real. I want to check your motor again. For some reason you spend more energy. Just look at these wonderful widers. Your motor has heated well this time. It isn't that bad, it can still go. Hey, let's look at our motors too. You know, our motors are that hot as well. Really? Touch. Yeah, they hot. Fancy that. It is hot, yeah, but it isn't too hot. We've covered 52 kilometers by now. And we had no serious breakages so far. The way is long, the weather is just perfect. Let's have a lunch, guys. I've got some candy bars. What have we got here? Candy bars? There's plenty of condensers, charges and other stuff. Let's go in the shadow. We have the customs ahead. And some people have told us that the vehicles like e-bikes are not allowed. We didn't take any documents for the bikes. Some said they are required. And Stas's bike is completely self-made. For real! And our batteries do look like a bomb. That time we didn't know how the customs were going to deal with us. That is an actual queue to Russia. It is quite big. That's mad, I've been there. We have covered 80 kilometers now. And we reached the customs. That's cool that we are considered pedestrians with these bikes. And we don't have to wait in a line. Guys, we can film in the borderline. So you will see us when we cross it. We are in Russia now. We have passed the customs and they didn't have any questions to you, Stas, right? No, she had no question. She looked at me and made all the stamps quickly. They didn't check our things. We were on the bikes. We were the only on the bikes. The cars may stand 8 hours. We stand in the pedestrian line and passed through it in 30 minutes. People were curious, looking at our e-bikes. That's the bike for lazy, said one of the customs. Okay, let's go on. We will have the next stop when my batteries die. It's 48 volts. We are in the first town on the way. It's Donetsk, Rostov Oblast, and Stas's battery has discharged. And the weird thing is that me and Anthony have the half of the charge. For some reason his battery discharged faster. Anyway, we have passed 100 kilometers, and we need to find some spot for charging. We wanted to have meal while charging, but it's 9 PM and almost all facilities are closed. Now we'll try to charge the bikes. We have found a small road cafe. Hi there. We are tourists traveling by the e-bikes to the city, and we want to eat something and charge the bikes there. We have all things, we just need a socket. They let us to have meal and charge the bikes. And now Alex is going to charge the bikes for the first time in our trip. At first we will charge Stas, cause he's down. Let's see. The voltage is on and it's 48 volts on the battery. Let's attach an inverter. It is 9 PM and we had a dinner. The bikes are almost charged. We have talked to the manager so we can come along anytime. Easy peasy. He let us charge our bikes when we need it. There's the charging and a wire that goes right to the kitchen. We've got the special yellow vests. It's extremely dangerous going without them at night. Now the drivers will see us easily and that makes the trip more safe. More or less. We're going to go almost all night long, because it isn't that hot at night, and going should be easier. That's it! Let's go! Yeah, we spent an hour and 20 minutes for charging. I didn't make the charge super fast, cause the wire and inverter were heating too much. The batteries themselves didn't heat at all. We're going forward in the dark, to the dark sea. Why Stas had his bike discharged faster? We all have just the same batteries. What should we do to have the energy end simultaneously? We will find it out in the next episode. Look what's going to happen on the long way. Now we can roll out!